Namaste, Atmiya Mitras. Today is a special day for all of us. It is the International Day of Yoga, Antarrashtriya Yoga Divas. I convey the greetings from all yoga masters of the world to all of you on this auspicious occasion. Here we used to have mass yoga programs, and this year it is fortunate, I would say, that because of the existing situation, we are all at home and we can do yoga with the family. That's why the Prime Minister of India, Honorable Shri Narendra Modi ji, has given a call, yoga at home, yoga with family. But not everybody would be knowing yoga techniques, what to do and how to do, and therefore Bharata Bhumi, the wonderful township, has brought with this program of Yoga Bhumi, where wonderful yoga teachers, excellent yoga stalwarts are reaching to you through Sri Shankara Vahini, Sri Shankara TV, and they are going to guide you through the beautiful yoga practices. It is very easy, everybody can practice. The yoga practices are based on the common yoga protocol as suggested by the Ministry of Ayush, and the Yogacharyas who come together. We are representing the world of yoga, the entire community of yoga. Not that we are the only teachers, but we have the best of the teachers who are coming to you. And I am so glad that Bharata Bhumi Township, led by my friend Shri T.V. Varadarajan and my young friend Shri Venugopal, have taken this wonderful effort to bring you this and give you at your home on this wonderful yoga day. And because they have always an inclination towards yoga, because they come from the beautiful village of Pattamade, which is the birthplace of the Jagat Guru of Yoga, Sri Shivananda Maharaj of Rishikesh. And therefore we are so glad that they are offering this, and let's all get into the world of yoga, Yoga Bhumi.
Now we'll chant the prayer. Please listen and follow.
Sangachadhvam Samvadadhvam Samvo Manansi Janatam Deva Bhagam Yatha Purve Sanjananam upasate Sanjananam upasate Sanjananam upasate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. It's the process of unification. Let us all think together. That will bring the synergization. Let us understand the deeper dimensions, and let us speak together in one voice. And when the understanding and the mind are all together, we bring resonance, and that is needed. And recently, our synchronized global meditation has been in bringing this synchronization of people all over the world. So when we do that, we are together, and the goal to make the whole world as one family is going to come. So that is the essence of this wonderful Vedic chant for unity and bringing resonance and achieving this great world family, the global family. So have the Shanti inside, Shanti in the immediate surrounding, and promote peace throughout the world. That is our great vision of our ancient Vedic masters and spiritual saints.
Now let us start the yoga practices with Sukshma Vyayama. The first practice is neck movements. People with cervical spondylitis and vertigo, please practice with caution. Neck up and down movements. Stand with your feet slightly apart and place your hands on your hip. As you exhale, slowly start looking down, bringing your chin towards your chest. As you inhale, start looking up as much as you can. Repeat the practice one more time. Come back to center and relax. Next practice, neck side bending. As you exhale, bend your neck to your right side, trying to bring your ear close to your shoulder. As you inhale, come back to the center. As you exhale, bend your neck to your left side, and as you inhale, come back to the center. Repeat one more time. And relax. Neck twisting. As you exhale, look towards your right side without moving your shoulder. As you inhale, come back to the center. While exhaling, look towards your left side, and as you inhale, come back to the center. Perform this one more time. Relax. Neck rotation. Start rotating your neck anti-clockwise, that is from your right side. Exhaling while you look down and inhaling as you look up. Repeat this one more time. Perform the same steps clockwise. Release your hands and relax. Shoulder movement. People with frozen shoulder and tennis elbow, perform this with caution. Stand in Samasthiti with your feet slightly apart. As you inhale, slowly start raising your hands sideways with palms facing down, taking them all the way up. As you exhale, bring them down. Repeat this one more time. Shoulder rotation. Stand in Samasthiti. Slowly raise your arms to shoulder level. Turn the palms up. Bend the arms at the elbow and touch your fingers to the shoulders. Now try to bring the elbows together. As you inhale, start rotating the elbows outward. Exhale as you bring the elbows down. Do this one more time. Perform the same steps in reverse manner twice. Once you complete, bring your arms back to the initial position. As you relax, notice the blood circulating through them. Trunk twisting. People with vertebral disorders perform with caution. Inhale and raise your arms up to the shoulder level with arms parallel and palms facing each other. Twist your trunk to the right as you exhale. Inhale as you come back to the center. Perform the same to your left side. Repeat one more time. Release your hands and relax. Knee movement. People with arthritis perform with caution. Stand with feet shoulder width apart. As you inhale, raise your arms till shoulder level, palms facing down. As you exhale, squat down till hips are in line with the knees. Inhale as you come back up. Repeat the practice one more time. Come back to the initial position and relax. Now let us move on to Yogasanas, standing postures. The first pose is Tadasana or palm tree pose. Avoid lifting the heels if you have varicose veins, arthritis or vertigo. Stand in Samasthiti. Raise your arms from the front till shoulder level. Interlock the fingers and turn them outwards as you exhale. Inhale and raise your arms above your head. Raise your heels and balance on your toes. Stay in this position for 3 to 10 breaths with body awareness. Bring your heels down, release your hands and relax. Vrikshasana or tree pose. Avoid this pose if you have arthritis or vertigo. Stand in Samasthiti. Fix your gaze at a point in front of you. As you exhale, bend your right leg and place the right foot on the inner part of the left thigh, foot facing down and heel close to the perineum. Raise your arms sideways as you inhale and join the palms over your head in Namaskara Mudra. Stay in this position for 3 to 10 breaths. Stay in this position for a few breaths with body awareness. Exhale as you bring your arms down. Release your leg. Repeat the same practice with the other leg. Relax. Pada Hastasana or Uttanasana. Avoid this in case of cardiac problems, glaucoma or spinal disorders. From Samasthiti, raise your hands upwards as you inhale and give a nice stretch upwards. As you exhale, start bending down from your hip without bending your knees and try to bring the palms down onto the floor as per your convenience. Stay in this position for a few breaths with normal breathing. As you inhale, slowly raise your arms up along with the trunk. Release your arms down and relax. Take a moment to observe yourself. Ardha Chakrasana or the half wheel pose. People with vertigo and cardiac problems should avoid this pose. From Samasthiti, with feet slightly spread out, place both your palms on your hips as you see here. Keeping the elbow close to each other is recommended. As you inhale, expand the chest and look up. And as you exhale, push the hips forward and bend back from your lower back. Maintain the pose with normal breathing for 3 rounds. And slowly start coming up with inhalation. Release your hands as you look ahead. Observe the sensations and relax. Trikonasana or the triangle posture. People with slip disc, sciatica and recent abdominal surgery must avoid this pose. From Samasthiti, spread your legs up to 3 feet wide. As you inhale, raise both the arms sideways up to shoulder level. Turn your right foot outwards. As you exhale, bend to your right side trying to reach the floor beside the leg as per your convenience. Try to gaze at the left palm which is facing ahead of you. Stay here for few breaths with awareness over the body and breath. Return with inhalation. Turn your right foot ahead. Now turn your left foot outwards and repeat the same practice on the left side by bending down with exhalation. Come back with inhalation. Turn the foot ahead and return to Samasthiti. Now we move on to sitting postures. Bhadrasana. Avoid this posture if you have knee or ankle injury. From the sitting relaxed position, sit in Dandasana by bringing the legs together and placing the palms beside your hips. Make sure your spine is straight. From here, bend both the legs at the knee and bring the soles of the feet together. Exhale and hold the toes with your hands. Inhale and try bringing the heels as close as possible to the perineum. Stay in this position with normal breaths. Exhale and release the hands, stretch out the legs, return to Shitila Dandasana or sitting relaxed pose. Vajrasana or diamond pose. This is one among the meditative poses. Avoid this if you have knee or ankle injury. From the relaxed sitting pose, sit in Dandasana. Now fold the right leg at the knee and place the right foot under the right buttock. Similarly, fold the left leg and place it under the left buttock. Place your palms on the knees. You may gaze in the front or keep the eyes closed. Hold the position for a few normal breaths. Unfold the legs one after the other, stretch them out in the front and relax. Ardha Ustrasana or the half camel pose. Avoid this pose in case of hernia, arthritis, vertigo or abdominal injuries. Sit in Dandasana and from here go to Vajrasana, that is fold the right leg and place the right foot under the right buttock, then fold the left leg and place the foot under the left buttock. From here, stand on the knees with thighs straight. Place the palms on the lower back with elbows as close as possible to each other. As you inhale, look up with expansion in your chest. While exhaling, push the hips forward and bend back as much as you can. Hold the position for a few breaths. Come back slowly with inhalation to kneeling position. Sit back to Vajrasana. Unfold legs one after the other. Stretch them out and return to sitting relaxed position. Observe the stretch and flow of breath. Ustrasana or camel posture. Avoid this pose in case of hernia, arthritis, vertigo or abdominal injuries. Sit in Dandasana and from here go to Vajrasana, that is, fold the right leg and place the foot under the right buttock, then fold the left leg and place the foot under the left buttock. From here, stand on the knees with thighs straight. Keep the knees slightly apart with feet in line with the knees. Place the palm on your lower back with elbows as close as possible to each other. With inhalation, expand your chest and look up. With exhalation, push your hips forward and bend back. Now place the right palm on the right heel and left palm on the left heel, ensuring that the hips are in line with the knees. For a few breaths, try to hold this pose. As you inhale, place your hands back to your hips one after the other and return to kneeling position. Exhale, sit back in Vajrasana. Unfold the legs one by one. Stretch them in front and notice the stretch in the back, legs and the difference in your breathing. Shashankasana or the hare pose. Avoid this in case of osteoarthritis of the knees and spondylosis. Sit in Dandasana from the sitting relaxation position. From here, go to Vajrasana, that is fold the right leg and place the foot under the right buttock, then fold the left leg and place the foot under the left buttock. Spread the knees wide apart while keeping the big toes together. Place your palm in between the knees. As you exhale, bend forward, sliding the palms and stretching them out. Try to keep the chin or forehead on the floor with arms parallel to each other. Stay in this position for a few normal breaths. As you inhale, slowly come back to sitting position. Bring the knees together, unfold the legs and relax with legs stretched out. Vakrasana or spinal twist. Avoid this practice in case of severe back pain, spinal disorder, hernia or recent abdominal surgery. Sit in Dandasana. Bend the right leg and place the right foot beside the left knee. As you inhale, raise your left arm, bring it around the right knee and place the palm next to right foot or as per your comfort. With exhalation, turn the body and look behind you while your right palm is placed on the floor with fingers facing behind. Try to maintain this position for a few breaths with body awareness. Inhale as you raise your left arm up, come back to the center, look ahead and exhale. Now we'll repeat the same practice on the left side. Bend your left knee, place the left foot beside the right knee. As you inhale, raise your right arm and bring it around the left knee and place the palm as per your comfort. Exhale, twist towards the left side. Hold the position for a few breaths. Inhale as you raise the right arm and come back to the center, and relax. Feel the stretch in your abdomen, shoulders and back muscles. Now we move on to prone postures, Makarasana or crocodile posture. Avoid in case of pregnancy or frozen shoulder. Slowly lie down on your stomach. Cross your hands in front of you and place one palm on the other, on which you keep your chin, forehead or side of your head. Spread your feet apart with toes pointing out and heels facing in. Close your eyes and relax. Be aware of the body and breathing. Bhujangasana or the cobra posture. Avoid this practice in case of hernia, stomach ulcers or recent abdominal surgery. Start in Makarasana position. Bring the legs together, place the palms beside your chest, elbows close to the body. As you inhale, raise your head and chest, if possible up till your navel. Get to a position where you feel steady and comfortable. Hold the pose for a few breaths. Exhale and come down. Relax back in Makarasana. Salabhasana or the locust posture. Avoid this pose in case of severe back pain, peptic ulcer, hernia and cardiac problems. Start with Makarasana position with your chin on the floor. Bring the feet together. Place the arms underneath your thighs with palms facing towards your thighs. As you inhale, slowly lift both the legs together as much as you can, keeping the knees as straight as possible. Hold this position for a few breaths. Exhale and bring the legs down and relax back in Makarasana. Supine postures, Setubandhasana or the bridge posture. Avoid this practice in case of stomach ulcers or hernia. Start in a supine position where you lie down on your back. Keep your legs together, place the hands beside you. Bend your knees and bring your feet close to the buttocks. Hold your ankles or place them next to your hips as per your convenience. Keeping the knees and feet in line, raise your hips up as you inhale as much as possible. Maintain this pose for a few breaths with complete awareness. As you exhale, slowly bring the hips down. Straighten your legs and relax in supine position. Uttana Padasana. Those with hypertension should perform this with one leg alternatively. Start by lying down on the floor. Keep your feet together and place your arms by the side of your body with palms facing down. As you inhale, slowly lift both the legs together, keeping the knees straight. Raise until you can see your toes. Hold it steady for a few breaths. As you exhale, slowly bring the legs down. Relax completely in supine position. Ardha Halasana or the half plow posture. Avoid this practice in case of hernia, abdominal injuries or lumbosacral pain. Lie down with feet together and palms by the side of the body, palms facing down. As you inhale, raise both the legs together without bending at the knees till they are at 90 degrees or vertical. Body should remain straight from hip to shoulder. Maintain this position for several breaths. Slowly as you exhale, bring the legs down to the floor and relax in Shavasana. Pavanamuktasana or the wind freeing posture. Avoid this posture in case of severe back pain, hernia, abdominal injuries or sciatica. As you inhale, fold the legs at the knee and place the feet close to the buttocks. With exhalation, fold the knees to the stomach. Inhale and interlock your hands around your shin or slightly below the knee. With exhalation, lift your head up until your chin touches the knee or as much as you're comfortable. Maintain this pose for a few breaths. Inhale, bring your head back down. Exhale, release your legs and relax in Shavasana. Notice the lightness in your stomach. Shavasana or corpse pose. Lie down on your back, legs stretched out and feet apart. Place your hands by the side, a little away from the body with palms facing upwards. Close your eyes and consciously relax the whole body. Become aware of your natural breathing and watch as the breath slows down as you relax further. Remain in this posture until you feel fully relaxed and refreshed. Let us proceed to Kapalbhati Kriya. Avoid this practice if you have cardiac conditions, epilepsy, hernia, gastric ulcers, and during menstrual cycle. Sit in any comfortable meditative posture with back and neck erect. Adopt Jnana Mudra. Observe the flow of your breath. Inhale deeply, and while doing this, notice the expansion in stomach and chest. Start doing forceful exhalation as you compress the stomach inwards like you see here for 20 strokes or times. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. This is one round. Perform 2 more rounds. Nadi Shodhana Pranayama or alternate nostril breathing. Sit in any comfortable meditative posture. Adopt Jnana Mudra on your left hand and Nasika Mudra on your right hand by folding your index and middle finger onto your palm. Close your right nostril with your right thumb. Exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Close the left nostril with your ring finger and exhale through the right nostril. Once again, inhale through the right nostril and exhale through the left nostril. This is one round. Perform 4 more rounds. Bhramari Pranayama. Assume any comfortable meditative position and adopt Jnana Mudra in your hands. As you inhale, expand your stomach and chest. While exhaling, produce a humming bee sound. Now do the chanting with Shanmukhi Mudra. Repeat this one more time.
Sit in a comfortable position, back, neck and head in one line, symmetrical from the center line of the body. Body is straight but not stiff. Once the body is comfortable, take a deep inhalation, slowly exhale, relax the breathing. With every exhalation, body sinks into deeper relaxation. Go deep inside along with the inhaling breath. The deeper and deeper that you go, you touch the inner silence. The silence that follows Aum, taking you to more inner core of your personality. Let's sing one Aum to go to that silence. Om is a wonderful tool to internalize you from the manifest to unmanifest level. It is that unmanifest level we have health, harmony, and peace. Once you are deep in your silence, you are full of awareness, mindfulness. Dhyana, in a true sense, is going from doing to being. At the periphery, we are with the doing. At the core, we are the being. Let's take the sankalpa for happiness everywhere, health everywhere, and a harmony.
Now let us conclude the practice with 3 Omkaras and Shanti Mantra.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. Let all be happy. Let none suffer from any diseases. Let's all see all auspicious things around. Let none have any suffering, any misery, any sorrow. Let peace prevail everywhere. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Today would have been the yoga day, but for us, all 365 days are the yoga day. Yoga is not something to do for one day and forget other days. Today we have taken a sankalpa, a vow, a determination to continue yoga as an everyday sadhana. Yoga is a nitya sadhana. Let's do yoga every day. Let's be healthy and make the entire world yoga mayam, yoga bhumi.